tam sa da ta ga da ma no ya ja na ma pa ya te ja o ma ne pe me hon ara pa za me da shen da ya so so ma la ma pa ta sa da ta ga da ma pen ya ja na ma pen ya ti cha om.
Page 1 of the Red Chenrezig text.
So deva jin je shen kan so Jagava pa me la so vande Tanya dava to par sen je lo Nyo je chen so che pa jar ve shen Sha so bo da la ye nem cho de Jar se to na so vande San dan yin jen jong wa xin je lo Ma la na ba da ba zhu be xin Pa re be ma wu je xin kan so Or jian ren bo che la so vande Do nian ta ru sen bar sen je lo Ram jian nam bar da ben ka ju na Kan zhong ben son de be po zhang de Ma jie co jia xia la so vande De dong jin che me bar sen je lo Kan zhong ben son de ba ne jian jiu Jiang kor de jian len ge wen ne se Ren na le Sorvande Nyam do dhar sen bar sen je lo Tu je chen bo sen je la bene Ma la lem cho den be po zhang na Zhu gu jie zong gu ru lu zhi la Sorvande so sen je la du so Tu je kan du zhi be shen kan na Tu nian nian je zhi zhi po zhang de Zhen qian za ju la ma la sorvande Tu nian ta ru sen ba sen je lo Lo zha nam ge jin je zhen ne se Se je do je kun zhu san me la Sam chen san wan de wan de Zhe ban ta ru sen bar sen je lo Nge zhe zhen da de be nem cho na San ye yong zo le jie jian ke de Sande he che la so la so wa de gu sum tun je zhe bar sen je lo de dong je ma ta ve po zhang na zhe le nang yin zhe be jian ke de ma cong kan zhou nam la su wan de nam wa wang de de wa sen je lo che le zhao zi din be ka chi na che le to ran de ga jiong dam jin nam la su wan de se na ba che she wa sen je lo ma la len cho da ba jar ve xin ran ye de ni chu be che wen cho che ro chen ze nam la su wan de Rupa sa sen bar sen je lo tu je jam ne ze chen che nan je da so sur wan de pe pe nan la tu je chen so tun de de ne ja nin jan cha yin be bar ze de so ni ma nga do ten be ma shan de sem xian yu mong le je na wa la se xian che je tu je pa je na da so zhe be ne su zhen de so je je zhen ba wen be re shu tu 就心明中大德门的心，得娘多大瓦呀我言，功内功德培瓦圣洁罗，大所年毛年节永难达，三观持戒图戒我自戒。 le da le san ne jang ye she na wa je bar sen je lo so wa de so ka ju chen chen na yin jiao da jia zheng qiu zhi ba tang qie dang zhi ban ta ri sen ba tang 切结三界，这八圣界路。
Back to page 1. Namo Guru. In the Dharma sphere, pure like unelaborated space, the western field delightful, Dharmakaya Amitabha, I supplicate you, bless me to realize the view, emptiness. In the victor's field dense with mass clouds of compassion, the eastern supreme sacred site Potala, compassionate Bodhisattva, I supplicate you, bless me to develop love and compassion. In the sphere emanated through pure aspiration, the glorious mountains field lotus light, precious one of Udayana, I supplicate you, bless me to consummate the two purposes. In the naturally pure Kachara realm, in the palace where 100,000 skyfarers have gathered, Soul Mother Tsogyal, at your feet I supplicate, bless me with ceaseless bliss emptiness. In the supreme sacred site where 100,000 skyfarers have gathered, the secluded place, Dharma Wheel Dechin Ling Ratna Lingpa, at your feet I supplicate, bless me to consummate experience and realization. In the place blessed by the great compassionate one, the palace as the past aspirations karmic fortune, Guru Lodro, the one who cared for by Nirmanakaya, I supplicate you, please grant your blessings. In the field emanated to tame through compassion whomever need it. In the palace of liberating beings through emptiness and compassion, kind root and lineage gurus, I supplicate you. Bless me to consummate the two objectives. In the sty scartace treasure site of Lodrok, true Dharma that is Guya Samaja, profound path that brings about the Vajra body in one life, I supplicate you. Bless me to consummate accomplishments. In the supreme sacred site where cities have gathered like clouds, the body mandala of the fully complete four empowerments, Guya Samaja's peaceful and wrathful divine assemblies, I supplicate you. Bless that the three kayas be spontaneously present. In the palace of illusory bliss emptiness, the mandala of the four activities are accomplished. Skyfarers and hosts of mothers, I supplicate you. Bless me to gain mastery over appearances. Among the objects that have destructive activities dynamism, in the palace where unimpeded activities are present, oath-bound command guards, I supplicate you. Bless that outer and inner obstacles are pacified. In the victorious field of pure karmic fortune, arisen from aspirations, supreme persons who act for the twofold purpose of self and others, spiritual siblings and friends, I supplicate you. Bless me to seize the royal seat of accomplishment. You, compassionate, loving source of refuge, having gathered here and now like mass clouds of compassion, please let fall your rain of blessings on us, the children who supplicate you. At this nadir of the teachings, when the five dregs are rampant, sentient ones are tormented by karma and afflictions, great affectionate ones who have aroused compassion's glory, please guide me and others to the sacred place of release. Having let go of this life, I dwell in isolated mountain regions, never parting from disenchantment and determination. Thus, bless that qualities, experience, and realization develop even further like the waxing moon. Having dispelled through the light rays of your compassion the karma, kleshas, and ignorance of myself and others, the afflicted objects of your mercy, loving guardians, bless us with unfolding wisdom appearances. We supplicate you, kind command lineage holders, bless that your followers, we sadhakas of enlightenment, take lifespan and accomplishment to their limit and attain the Buddha state in one life. Upon a lotus flower, sun and moon at one's crown, one should imagine the three roots, divine assemblies, and every jewel that is its source of refuge. With respectful three doors, wayfaring beings, with one's parents acting as their leaders, one should utter these words. Namo, all sentient wayfarers and myself, with respectful three doors, take refuge in the Guru, Yidam, and the three jewels with the victor's oceanic hosts. Namo, all sentient wayfarers and myself, with respectful three doors, take refuge in the Guru, Yidam, and the three jewels with the victor's oceanic hosts. Homage to the deity, innate awareness. I offer unhalting innate clarity and disclose and let go of the four limits, downfalls. In the three times sameness I rejoice. I exhort you to empty samsara from its depths and to remain in primordial purity's naked transparency. I dedicate everything to realize innate awareness. May the fully complete three kayas be attained. Homage to the deity, innate awareness. I offer unhalting innate clarity and disclose and let go of the four limits, downfalls. In the three times sameness I rejoice. I exhort you to empty samsara from its depths and to remain in primordial purity's naked transparency. I dedicate everything to realize innate awareness. May the fully complete three kayas be attained. Alas, for me to release all transient ones from emptying samsara into the great compassionate one's mandala, all rouse mind, the four immeasurables. Alas, for me to release all transient ones by emptying samsara into the great compassionate one's mandala, all rouse mind, the four immeasurables. Page 12. From the state of emptiness without reference point is a sphere of 5 colored lights in the center of a palace. Therein, on a seat of lotus, sun, and moon, is innate awareness, a red syllable. Radiating outward, its light has made pleasing offerings to the victors and has refined away all sentient ones' wrongs and obscurations. As it is gathered back, accomplishments merge into me. I imagine samsara has been emptied from its depths. Through the transformation of the Hri, I become the form of Guhya Samaja, red with one face and 2 arms. The right hand holds a lotus garland at the heart. and the left bears a life vase with a lotus stalk. I am adorned with unfathomable masses of ornaments, precious jewels, lotus garlands, bone ornaments, and silk tassels. Supreme Mother Guyajana holds in her right hand a nupala, and her left a nectar vase. At one with the Father, she embraces his neck. With the 6 ornaments and the other lotus garlands, she is naked and beautiful. Her 2 legs clasp the Father's waist. Thus should one cultivate pristine, non-dual unity. I imagine a radiant red free syllable on a moon disk at my heart, and the 6 syllables revolving round its edge. Light radiates therefrom, inviting the intrinsic wisdom beings who merge into me.
Om mane padme hum shi banza samanim za hum ban hu banza samaya de jale om ahum om hum zhang shi
I imagine that from the blessings of body, speech, and mind, the 5 wisdom empowerments has been conferred. From the life force, the letter free at my heart, light rays have streamed forth, offering to the victors and refining away all sentient ones' wrongs and obscurations. Thus all have been transformed into the great compassionate one. As the light rays have gathered back, the quintessent blessings of the cities of body, speech, and mind merge into me. I imagine the 6 syllables arranged anti-clockwise around the life force, the heart letter free, which is concentration.
Om mane padme hum Om mane padme hum Om mane padme hum Om mane padme
Page 17. I visualize myself as the great compassionate one according to the generation stage. At my heart is a moon disk with the syllable Hri at its center. It is surrounded by the 6 syllables. Light radiates the 6 syllables and invites the wisdom beings from the pure land of Sukhavati, which merge non-dually with me. From within the state of emptiness, a syllable broom transforms into the vase, a boundless wisdom palace completely perfected with gates, lattices, and archways. Spacious and lofty, it is the natural manifestation of primordial wisdom. The pills inside are inconceivable. Each of them is a great compassionate one resembling myself. Light radiates from the seed syllable Hri at the heart of each Samaya being, and the Hri at my own heart, inviting the wisdom beings from Sukhavati and Potala. They dissolve into each of the Samaya being pills. All appearance and existence resound with the sound of the 7-syllable mantra, humming like bees in a beehive.
Om mani padme hum shi arapa sameta shinaya zuva. Om ahum sova malama pantam sarva tathagata mahapancha ayajana mahapanyadeta. Om mani padme hum arapatameta sindayam. Om ahum sova malama bhanta sarva tathagata mahapanyadeta. Om mani padme hum shi arapatameta sindaya Om ahum sova malama tathagata mahapancha ayajana mahapanyadeta. Om.
So, Lama Dawa Zangmo is going to teach for us.
You hear me well? I'm very honored to meet all of you. You all worked very hard in past lifetimes to accumulate so much merit and to meet Dharma and to arrive to such a beautiful place and to meet such teacher as Garchen Rinpoche. It's really, really auspicious and this happens so rarely. So enjoy that and I wish you all put all this good fortune into the path to enlightenment, because the path of Guru Yoga of Garchen Rinpoche is actually extremely quick path. If you have pure heart towards your Lama, this is very fast way to realize the natural mind, which is inseparable from your Guru. So the Guru Yoga is imprinted in all practices. So whatever practice you practice, there is Guru Yoga there. So consider it's Guru Yoga, and then you will be traveling extremely fast. Like Rinpoche was telling before a long time ago. So there are like you can travel like in a bus, or you can travel like in a plane, or you can travel like in a rocket. So this is rocket-like, path, and it does work. I don't have much knowledge. I have very little experience, but all experience I started to have through my devotion to Guru. I did not even speak English at that time. I did not really understand teachings, did not really understand translation because I didn't speak in English. So just being in presence of Guru, and through his love and compassion toward us being, so it opened my heart. And as soon as my heart opened, I understood that actually my Guru is mirroring the qualities of my mind, or I am mirroring his mind. So it doesn't really matter. So, and that's what we try to get through all practices. So it's very important to practice everything that you receive, to learn, to understand. But once you know, once you have knowledge, once you understand how to practice, once you have discipline, apply it using Guru Yoga approach. So I don't have lots of knowledge, but this thing works totally. So Lama Garchen Rinpoche asked me to teach you on 7 branch offerings, which is we have in this Red Chenrezig practice on page 11. So, and Garchen Rinpoche asked me to teach it in connection to afflictive emotions, to 6 main clashes, which I will do. So these 7 branch prayer which we have in this text, it reflects inner and secret level. Like, you know, everything, all teachings have like outer level, inner level, and secret level. So secret and inner and secret levels are present in this text, in these 7 branches. But so I'll talk about 6, like in particular about 6 clashes, and like how this every part of this 7 branch helps to transform 6 clashes. Of course, all the practices we do is about dissolving ego, but sometimes it's not clear enough. Yeah, we ask like, what does it do? It does dissolve ego, but how we can apply in our daily life all these teachings. So if you can practice Mahamudra, so then you can dissolve everything which is rising negative emotions into the space. If you cannot, if you perceive like through dualistic view, it's very important to follow, to use skillful means in order to transform negative emotions. So basically, we have these 6 clashes, and before talking about these clashes, I want to tell you that there are 4 obstacles when we start to practice. There are all 4 obstacles. So basically, first obstacle is kind of misunderstanding of Buddha nature. This is what gives rise to ego. Like if you read Samantabhadra prayer describes very clearly how samsara arising. So, and first, because there is no recognition, so there is kind of confusion, misunderstanding, and from that confusion, actually duality arising. So ego is arising there. And so, and after, from this, when ego arising, it tries to grasp immediately arising attachment and aversion. So because our innate quality is like love, compassion, and pleasure or happiness is one of the qualities, or bliss is one of the qualities nature of mind. So that's why all sentient beings always will want to be happy. So craving of happiness for sentient beings happening because we all crave to be happy because that's our innate state. The problem is when it's tainted by ego, so then it's kind of, we lose our path because ego does not recognize anymore what leads us to innate happiness. So ego has grasping, like attachment, like ego is based on ignorance. Yeah, this is like first clash. Yeah, and then attachment and grasping arising. So, and from these 3 main kind of obscuration, we create karma. So through actions, through our thoughts, every thought, every action, which does not accompany it with awareness and recognition, makes imprint in our mind. And this imprint is karma. So what does it mean? Once we have this imprint, we will have tendency to repeat it again and again. And that's what we call habitual tendencies or habits, karmic habits. So once you do some negative actions or any actions based on ego, where there is attachment, aversion, and ignorance, it's imprinted in your mind. Next time, when you're in a similar situation, you will have tendency to react the same way. So if you don't have awareness. So, and that's how, like, from not recognition, ego is created, and then negative emotions are created. That is like ignorance, attachment, and aversion. Then karma is created, and then karmic tendencies. And so when we follow these karmic tendencies, these habits, that's what samsara is. So that's what is circle of samsara. Circle of samsara is having the perception, like when you follow the same imprints, it's like computer program. That's what samsara is. And more negative actions we create, more imprints we create. So it's more and more and more beings are kind of trapped by the samsara. So dharma is actually way out of this samsara. So our samsara is in our mind. It's not outside. It's in our mind. The root of samsara is in our mind. So we speak about these 6 clashes. So ignorance, I said, it's a root clash. And then attachment, it's a craving to have happiness. And when we crave to have happiness, so we have opposite. Also, opposite obscuration is aversion. So it's wish not to be unhappy, or like, so hatred or anger toward unpleasant experience. And then, so this is main tree. And then we have, once ego becomes stronger, or once we are, once through ego we achieve what ego wants, so then the pride arises. So it's where we have excessive self-esteem, and if we have more than others, so there is already separation, so me and others. So if I have more, or if we are better, so there is pride. Or if it's opposite, if somebody has more than us, so this is jealousy. We have jealousy. So basically, pride and jealousy is extension of attachment and aversion. And then we have 6 klesha, which is doubt or distrust or skepticism towards a spiritual path. So, and here we speak about 7 branches. And practicing 7 branches prayer is present basically in every practice. It's very good way to purify our mind. When we speak about purifying, it's actually releasing attachment of ego. It's what Rinpoche says, like melting the ice of ego. So this is skillful methods to melt our ego. So first, there is prostration, there is homage. And prostration is showing respect. There is a kind of humility in that. So, and when you open your heart and you're humble in front of the jewels, then your pride is diminishing. So it works one way only. You either feed your ego, or you feed, or you kind of release from ego. So when you practice like humility, so then your attention is not turned towards ego. You don't feed your ego. So, and it becomes, because ego is not something substantial. Ego is illusory thing. So then once you stop paying attention to it, it starts dissolving by itself. So all thing is about skillful means it's turning attention away from ego. And that's actually devotion and altruistic mind. So prostration helps us to overcome this pride, like this arrogance of self-importance. Then we have offerings, and we offer material and imagined things. So this is a practice of generosity which help us to release attachment. So usually, so we have like tendencies of attachment from the past lifetimes, but also we create new attachments in this lifetime through our human body. So basically how it happens, we have these five senses, and through these five senses we have different experiences. So, and we crave pleasant experience, and we try to avoid unpleasant experience. So, and then we are offering is the antidote from this attachment which we accumulate through from past lifetimes, but also through this human body. Then we have confession. So confession is like when we admit negative actions, but it's not only admitting negative actions, it's actually making strong decision never do this action before. Because if you only confess negative action without strong determination not to repeat it, so then this confession is not really counteract ignorance and aversion. So so confession, because we give up negative actions, it does counteract aggression or aversion, but it also counteract ignorance. How come? So through learning how to abandon negative actions, through understanding, we accumulate wisdom. So wisdom which helps us to recognize what to accept and what to discard. So this is already wisdom. So and wisdom is the aspect which dissolve ignorance. Knowing what to accept and want to abandon, or it's already dispelling the ignorance. Because if you ignorant, if you do not recognize, if you don't understand difference between good and bad, so then you no matter how much you want to reach enlightenment or how much you want to be happy, you don't have wisdom. You don't know what you have to discard. So wisdom is very important, and here it's counteract ignorance. And then next force is rejoice in virtue. So we rejoice in virtuous deeds and merit of all sentient beings, and ours as well. So, and this counteract jealousy. I heard somewhere that it's also the lazy path to accumulate merit. You don't have to do anything, you just have to rejoice. But sometimes it's difficult, yeah. So to have this pure joy. But you can sometimes even if it's difficult, just tell yourself, I'm going to rejoice for 1 minute. Just for 1 minute, just try it. And then we have request for Buddhas and Bodhisattvas to remain, not to abandon it, not to enter parinirvana. So if we don't request, they will not stay here. So we have to request, and this counteracts aversion and doubt. So basically, when we are seeking Buddhas, where we're seeking continuous Buddha's presence in this world, this shows our commitment to paths, that we are ready to follow them. So this dispels mistrust and doubt. And then 6 is request to turn wheel. So this we are asking or encouraging teachers to teach, and this also dispels ignorance and doubt. And 7 is dedication. So dedication is also called sharing of merit. Whatever merit you have, you share it with all beings, and it does work because all beings have one mind. So, and when you wish others well, it reflects on your mind as well. It's imprinted in your mind. And this also interact ignorance and all other clashes. So basically, this 7-branch prayer has, like all teachings, has an entire path. And whenever you have some obstacles, what I'm calling obstacles, it's what in your mind makes you unhappy, what creates discomfort, why you're unhappy, and the ability to see what makes you unhappy then helps you to choose right method to eliminate this unhappiness. And so basically, if you adopt these techniques, these 7 branches in your daily life, it will generate tremendous merit. So you can recite, it takes only like half a minute to recite this prayer, or whenever you experience some negative emotions and you know these negative emotions, it either feeds your ego or it feeds your bodhicitta. So it's one of two, and so in order to eliminate ego in every daily activity, you can apply these methods, and that's what's called skillful means, and that's how you bring teachings to your daily life, and you're turning your daily life into path. So, but for this also you need determination. So you cannot just rely on being spontaneous. Like, today I'm in a good mood, I'm going to do this, and other day I'm not motivated, I'm not going to do this. Actually, when you're not motivated, this is the best way to apply it, and you will see how this practice become imprinted in your mind, and it will become natural. You at the beginning you will need to remind yourself that you have to apply it, but then it's imprinted in your mind and it actually comes naturally. So that's very short about 7 branch. And I also wanted to tell about attachment and aversion. When we speak about attachment and aversion, which arises on basis of ego or ignorance, which creates ego, it's not something it's not necessarily something that I would say this is thing I'm attached to it. Attachment and aversion is manifesting whatever you see, whatever you perceive, you immediately have reaction. You don't notice it, but immediately you have kind of discomfort, or you have this comfort. For example, you look at this wall, you don't like this color. I mean, you don't think about it, you don't like, but you immediately accept it or I reject it. Anything that you perceive through your 5 senses, you immediately have reaction on this very subtle level. It's yes or no. It's quick reaction. I like it or I don't like it. This also attachment and aversion. And then, so at the beginning it's very subtle, but then when conditions arise, this can grow in some some strong negative emotions, and then it's you act on it, and then it creates additional karma. So the path to eliminate ego through applying these methods, but you need to be aware. So you need to cultivate awareness. What is cultivating awareness? It's remembering that you have to apply these methods. This is one way to cultivate awareness. Okay, any questions on applications? Yeah.
I think there's a mic.
Make sure. Yes, there is a mic. Who had first? Here we go.
Okay. I think thank you very much. I think you just give a very profound and inspiring teaching on Guru Yoga. And it is said that if you have faith in your Guru without any doubt, if you can open to your Guru, your heart, 100%, 100% basis, then you will be able to get transferred with all the merits of your guru and all the loving kindness. And yourself seems to be a quite obvious, good example. So I'm really interested to know if you can share with us in more details about how you can integrate or combine the guru yoga with the daily practice. For example, like deity yoga or whatever. What we normally do would be that we start from the generation of Bodhicitta and take refuge, right? And then guru we started, but then we will go through the other practices. But how can you actually integrate that one? I'm very interested because I'm a strong believer of the faith in guru. I mean, that's probably the most powerful way, towards enlightenment. I fully agree. Okay, thank you.
So I think we're just fortunate to meet such a Lama as Garchen Rinpoche. So I think it's through his kindness. And so it's like because his life is like is unobjectified. It's like sun, whatever rays, like sun's rays, like whatever sun does not think like, okay, I'm sending light or warmth to this flower and to this flower because I like this flower more and I don't like this flower. So it's like Rinpoche is like sun. Whoever comes, whoever has connection to him, you feel it, and more you are in his presence, you feel just like you just have to relax. He has this quality which manifests from his love, and that's, I think, was that's what struck me the most. Like, this is honestly, I can tell you a story. In 1999 or 98, Rinpoche was given teachings on Florida for 3 weeks. So, and my partner found out, and it's like, let's go. And I didn't speak English. I was not really I was Buddhist already, but I was like not really understanding what is it about, and like oh, Florida, there is ocean, it's in December, so maybe I can. So kind of my motivation was not really I said, that's cool, I can attend teachings, but I also can like swim in the ocean in December, it's really cool, So, and but then when I came, I think Rinpoche immediately, like his love, it was I did not expect that. So that struck me. I did not plan it. I did not understand Buddhism. So through his love, that's what we speak about. He's emanating these qualities through his love. And his love coming from the nature of mind, from his realization. And that's his excellent example how qualities emanate from this realization, from bodhicitta. And so then I started to understand that Dharma path is it's about heart, it's about opening your heart to your Lama, to all the beings. This is a quintessence of the path, and Rinpoche, somehow I understood through his, it's like miracle. It just came through Rinpoche's love. There is no other explanation. He did not explain me. I did not understand what he was talking about, honestly. He just was sitting there and speaking in Tibetan, and I couldn't understand single word. But it's just like my heart started to open up, and I just understood. And then I started to understand what deity is, how it's how our mind connected, how our mind connected to Buddha mind, to Guru mind, and it just was gift from his love. So the only thing, I just had to relax and to have trust. That's what he said. We need to have trust. We have to allow ourselves to have this trust. Even just for 5 minutes, I know ego is afraid to give up. You need to have courage to give up ego, because ego is based also on fear. There is lots of fear. Like ego, in whenever you have a new experience, you will try to reject it. You will try to to avoid it, because that's ego. That's a fear comes from ego. So you also need courage. I said, like, when we read prayers, to Buddha, we call Buddha courageous, like one who has courage to give up ego, just to decide, I'm just opening my heart completely. I cannot open it for forever, but for 5 minutes, let's try it. So, and you do need to have this courage, just a little bit, and then everything kind of like puzzles comes together, and you understand it's very simple, and everything has everything. Like every teaching has everything. Every sadhana has entire path, how to accumulate merit, how to meditate. It's like fractals, like every concept in teachings leads to the essence, and it comes through love and compassion. That's why Rinpoche speaks about bodhicitta, not because he wants you just to have bodhicitta, whatever. He understands this is your path to enlightenment, and maybe because Rinpoche is like quintessence of love. That's and it's a very once you experience it, then that's it. There is no way back. So make offerings to Lama. Make offerings of prostrations, offer mandalas, and actually praise. I don't have this open heart. Please, Guru, I trust you. Help me to open my heart. At some point when I was practicing Nyondro, there is bodhicitta part. So I was reciting this bodhicitta part, and I don't have any bodhicitta. I have to be honest with myself. I don't have any love. If I think that I love somebody or something, it's actually all comes to love of my ego. And I was shocked to see that I don't have love. I don't have bodhicitta. So and it was really shocking. You need to have courage also to open this. You have to understand what you don't have, And then I just started to pray. Rinpoche, I don't have bodhicitta. Please help me. Please help me to open my heart. And I was practicing the same week. I started to feel something new. This is love without expectation to have something back, and unobjectified love. And I knew this was because I was praying to Garchen Rinpoche. So basically, I also say whatever obstacle you have, pray to your guru. If you don't understand something in practice, pray to your guru. It does work. It does work. So if you don't understand what Guru Yoga is, pray to Garchen Rinpoche. Praise to him, please help me to understand Guru Yoga. And I have no doubt, because his entire life is dedicated so you can experience it. So basically, also what struck me, how humble he is, and he does not elevate himself above other beings. And when he speaks to you, he does see you through a pure view. He sees that your essence is deity. So then when you think my mind is so dirty, I'm such a bad person, he doesn't see that. He looks at your essence. So, and that's why he sees that you are not worse than him, that you are not, he already sees that there is no distinction between him and you. It's your problem that you don't see that your mind and his mind is the same. So he has beautiful Guru Yoga, Garchen Rinpoche, which he composed by himself. I think previous Garchen Rinpoche, and it's very powerful. It's short and it's very powerful too. So any other questions?
Thank you so much, Lama Dawa. You opened the heart, definitely. I want to ask you something. It can be personal, but it can be also Dharma. You mentioned how application. So I don't know if everybody knows, but you are coming from Ukraine, where is a lot of suffering and war for long time, and experienced so much disasters and catastrophe. And so as you practicing the Dharma and you teach the Dharma, if you can share with us really the application of what is really compassion, how to, from your experience, what you do with this anger that arises towards the other side that try to kill you and your people, and how you maintain your open heart and like expanding it and not losing the view. Thank you.
Yeah, from my experience, actually, I can tell it's not always easy. It's easy to speak when you're sitting on a throne, when I'm sitting on a throne, you know, to being honest. But when you are like, and I haven't been even in situation Yarek has been, you know, but like it's like to wake up and like rockets and bombs to land on a neighboring street. It's like you just want to swear, you know, like it's like you know, like it's very hard actually. You have to put lots of effort to kind of do something with that, with this emotion. So it's not easy. And also like with our Sangha, I know people experience lots of fear of unexpected death. And like for past like years, we were like addressing this issue a lot, and it's very difficult. But what I found, so like for example with Ukraine, yeah, we are protecting not only our lives, but we are protecting our values, because aggression. Okay, so kind of aggression, it's not only like harming your body, like killing you, but it also can harm your mind. I've seen people who are like coming from front line, like completely broken, you know, like there's only anger. It's very hard also to judge them because they've seen very scary things. And so it's aggression actually can turn your mind, like can break your values as well. So we also have to protect our values. On outer level, like in Ukrainian, in our situation, I can tell that our Sangha members are fighting. Yeah, they are fighting with weapon because we've seen really terrible things which are not even always on news. And it's like about the life of your child, or you have to. And Buddhists especially had the issue at the beginning. There were many questions to Garchen Rinpoche about what do we do, and because you either die, your children get raped, like lots, like it was really crazy, or what do you do? But if you take weapon, then how is your Buddhist view? So this is really difficult situation. And so, and those things when you have no choice, like when it's either like then you have to take, unfortunately, weapon. You have to do it with a right mind, so your values do not suffer. So you practice compassion. You try to be compassionate to those who came to kill you. And also I say it's actually very difficult, and like being there, like seeing war with own eyes, and or through eyes of people who actually experience that, it's unimaginable. No movie, no book can actually really show how it is. There is lots of fear, there is lots of suffering, people left without homes, their children. So it's difficult. Like people do have negative emotions, and they try to deal, and it's very difficult. So, for example, lots of fear. We're talking about when you are under attack, which can be like multiple times a day. So what do you do? And fear of death especially is very, very big. So we thought like this fear comes, and actually today somebody from Ukraine said this question, how to deal with fear of death. Like I'm really scary, and how to deal. And this fear of course comes from ego. Yeah, so this ego which is afraid, like, and we kind of associate this body with ego, and so it does come from ego, but only telling this is not enough. It does not really help. So basically we're talking about then when sometimes like we have this ego rate, and we know like how many rockets, and like we already know which rocket can fly in, for which rocket it takes 2 or 4 hours, which rocket can be here in 20 minutes, so there is no way you can go in underground, So, and it's like, we thought the best way is at this time just to pray for other beings that they are not harmed. What's happening when your attention turns to others? At this moment, it's just like when you have altruistic motivation, compassion toward other, at the same moment, fear disappears. It can happen like for a few seconds while you are concentrating on others. So it's actually shows that when you have altruistic motivation, ego, which gives rise to fear, dissolves, and fear dissolves at the same moment. So, but with the compassion, I know that there is lots of negative emotions. So that's why we practice Siddhartha Padra with Stone Glen, and it's also brought people closer, and it's also people started to practice Dharma really really a lot, and people really progress. I never seen people going so fast, through the stages. And there's different stages, different application, but also you need to train your mind in concentration. Just decide to be compassionate is not enough, because when you're facing death or you're like very strong anger rising and it doesn't work, you need already train mind to be able to concentrate on right thing. So basically we need to train every day, and through concentration we can. So I was speaking about applications of teachings, but in order to apply, you should be able to, like for example, when you have negative emotions, you should be able to stop, at least to stop and not to act. And then next stage, you need to be able to transform. But if you don't remember, you don't have concentration, you cannot even remember. Or like if you want to transform these negative emotions into compassion, if you don't have good concentration, you will not be able to do it. Does it answer, or you would like more clarification? So, but it seems the world is in very dangerous path right now, because the war is kind of it's growing. It's growing to other countries, and yeah, we should use time well, and yeah, of course, practice compassion. Any other questions?
Hi, thank you so much for your teachings. They're really inspiring. And also for, thanks to Dagmar for asking about the war, because I think that even if we're not experiencing it ourselves, physically, it's something that afflicts us on a different level. And I myself, I've been feeling very afflicted lately just watching the news and everything that's happening. So also thank you so much for shedding light on these topics. And I also have a personal question, but I feel like it can also apply to, like, it also relates to Dharma and the way that we can apply it in our own personal relationships. So I would like some advice on, you know, when we have someone near us that we love and who's like in a very destructive path. I recently met a friend that I hadn't seen in a long time, and he's just not doing well. Like, I just saw him suffering a lot, and he's just engaging in very harmful activities, mainly for himself. So my question is, like, what's better in terms of, like, from the perspective of the Dharma, is it more beneficial to maybe like express your concerns to the person, even though it might not be received well because they obviously don't, maybe they're not ready to see the truth, or they're ignorant about their path? Or is it better to kind of like send blessings through practice? And if so, can you give further advice on how to do that and how to apply that to the people that most need it in our lives?
So I think it's all depends on person. It depends how close are you and how much this person trusts you. So, so that's what we say about wisdom. Like teaching should be applied, applied to situation using wisdom. So sometimes when we see that information will not be received, like not received well, and person will turn away from you, so at least like maybe for some time, give this person some time, so mind can ripen and person can be ready to receive this. Sometimes like I actually for that to tell person, but try very like little by little and see how person receives it, and if person will turn away from you and you think this person will lose, you know, your connection, good connection with you, just try to be light and see how person receives it. And also at the same time pray to three jewels. And also, you know, we have these mantras, liberation through sight, and liberation, like these beautiful bracelets, you know, they have liberation through sight, and on the inner side they have like liberation through touch. Offer this bracelet to the person. I also put it on all my cups, you know, it's really cool. It's in Sanskrit and Tibetan, so maybe person will be open to it, depending, you know. So yeah, but what we say, like we have to use wisdom, and so basically on Bodhisattva path, we try to help others to get rid of suffering, like which is present right now, and from causes of suffering, which is like super important. Which is causes of suffering is negative emotions and ignorance. So whatever, if you have good connection with this person, like if there is anything that this person likes that can help, like kind of get less to get rid of that attachment. I know sometimes, like if, for example, if it's drugs or some, I don't know, if something else, or like if traumas, you know, childhood traumas, sometimes it's very difficult to, but bring a little bit of happiness in person's life and expose this person to Dharma. Yeah, if this person likes, like Tibetan Buddhism is super popular right now, like if this person is open, like give some gift, you know, and blessed by Garchen Rinpoche, bring these money pills, they're extremely powerful. So try to do blessings and everything, and pray to Guru, include this person in your prayers. Try to see what this person likes. Maybe there are some activities which open heart, and if there is a way to talk to this person, also talk. Yes, also there are many ways to.
Thank you so much, Lama Dawa. I'm very impacted when you were talking about Ukraine. I think practicing is one thing, but when you're practicing in a war zone, I can't even begin to imagine what that must be like. And you said there was moments where the fear turned into love, and that really touched me. I can imagine that the practice is so much more real than it is, here. I'm not sure what my question is, but I would like to hear more stories of I want to hear just how I mean, you look very calm, but you're in this place where you're being bombarded all the time, and just anything you want to say about that?
I think for me, because I have responsibility for many people. Like, I mean, not like they're all adults, intelligent, they're all practicing. But in terms of practice, in terms of some meditation, some advice, some practice, applications, a number of people in Ukraine relying on me. So it's kind of, I went into this mode that, I cannot allow myself to be like, to think about myself. And this was actually my safe path or whatever. Yeah, I found, because my attention was on other people, it saved me from fear, or like from, yeah, of course I still experience negative emotions, yeah, and sometimes strong, but when you know that other people rely on you, so it's kind of easier to give up, easier, like, you don't think about yourself as much as possible. And another thing is, this is so strange. Like, of course, like have to have support from Garchen Rinpoche, from other lamas, and from Sangha. Like, I can tell you how many people were telling me that they really feel support from Sangha of Garchen Rinpoche. It's of course financial, which was super helpful, and was so grateful, because through this time we were able to survive as a Sangha because of your help. And like people who lost their houses, lost their work, who had to relocate to other countries, or like whom even like we now, when I was in Ukraine for 3 months, we did five retreats, and they're all were free of charge. Like, and we did like 10 days Yamantaka retreat in close location, free of charge, just because of your help. And we're able to rent place, and we meet and we do Siddhata Patra practice, which Karinpoche ordered us to do. And that's all because of your help. So this connection, and people actually there really feel how it works. The Sangha really works, and like your prayers, they do feel it, and the blessing of lamas and Garchen Rinpoche, it does work. And and of course we practice Siddhata Patra regularly, and we actually had few stories when practice of Siddhartha save people life. And remember, we did in 2022, and we did 10-day Siddhartha retreat in a village, in house, like close retreat. So it was like time of blackout. So there was no, and it was middle of December. So it was no water, no heat, no light. And so, like, I thought people will leave after second day, but everybody stayed. And also, you know, at the time, like, we always had news when the Russians were ready for attack, for another attack. So, and at the time, I remember before I was going for Siddhartha retreat, we were expecting attack. But through 10 days, there was no single attack on Kiev, on the capital. And we have another stories of people like who actually, one of our Dharma brother who was on front line, they were staying in the kind of in a house or whatever was left of the house and village, and they were under heavy fire, and then the house got fire. But they had in this house lots of explosives, like so, and there was no way leave the house because they would be killed. So, and he said, like, I just started to recite Siddhartha mantra and Om Mama Hum Nizwa, and immediately rain started. And he's like, and then reciting, I just fell asleep and I woke up alive. And so, and stories like that. So practice does work when you pray to Tara, to Siddhartha, to Guru. It's not only, it's not only purifying your mind so you can reach enlightenment sooner, but it does actually protect you in this life. Just be sincere, you know, and remember the deity, the deity is a Guru Yoga. Any more questions?
First of all, I'd like to thank you for your teaching. I really appreciate it. Life has many ups and downs. I want to know if when there's something bad happens to you and your loved ones, how do you deal with it?
Well, to what level bad? You mean like death? So, of course, there is no, like, you cannot used to it. And deaths are everywhere right now, and especially people who on the front line, they see terrible deaths there. But I think so we have these precious teachings of I do a lot of pova. So like every few days I receive some news from Ukraine, from my friends, from so we do a lot of pova actually, and we had pova retreats in Ukraine where people were taught what happens during death, what the stages, you know, and so like even people right now trained. So when their loved one died, so they do pova to their best, you know, abilities, and they understand the stages, so they recite all these prayers, but it's never easy. It's never easy. So every family, I think almost every family lost somebody, if not close relative, then, you know, distant relative. So, and it's actually a very difficult question. So we try to apply pova practice to those situations. So that's what another thing, like we speak about fear of death, and we need to be prepared. Death will happen to everyone. Like there is no way to, it will happen. You know, it's better it happens later than sooner, but still we all have to be prepared. And actually, to train in power practice is not difficult. So this is very easy practice. And once you understand, and also like try to receive teachings on Bardo, to understand stages, what happens the moments when you die, what happens the first days when you're, and then you can help your loved ones, because after this the mind, when mind is turned to this life, that there is tendency actually to that those who died might remember you, and there is good connection if you can recite teachings and mantras. So so we try to teach as many people as possible how to help others. And we also we have blessing pills which we send to front line, and but still it is tragedy, and for everyone, and like it's like everyone probably, like many people here lost, some of you lost their close, their parents, or so it's so I guess you also had to go through this. So we're all suffering. We all have compassion to each other because we're all suffering here. But we also support each other here. We all, through our love and compassion, and through our knowledge.
I wanted to, maybe if it's possible, weave in other lamas, since it became a little bit of a discussion about I think, two things. One is history and the things that we see and experience in this collective karma together, and the Tibetan history, of course. A lot of Garchen Rinpoche tells us the stories of being in prison, and I would love to hear the perspective on the history of the Tibetans being also disposed, and refugees in other countries, and not being able to travel freely in their own country, and to weave it into your experiences that you just shared actively, and how maybe we could think about, and if the lamas could comment on it, how the Dharma, in what we hear from Garchen Rinpoche, he maintained the Dharma and the Samaya despite being in prison, and we hear from you how you're maintaining the Dharma despite being in a surrounding of war. So I think there are two perspectives. One is the history of being disposed and being confronted with real adversity, which is true, of course, for the Tibetan lineage. The excellent Dharma originated in a country that we call today India, and I think Guru Rinpoche originated from a country that we call Afghanistan. So there is that illusory appearance and change that happens, but then there is the historical perspective and the realness of being a refugee or being disposed and so forth. If maybe the other lamas could also comment on their perspective of being Tibetan in foreign countries and maybe not being able to travel back, and your perspective on it.
question was not answered, so maybe tomorrow. So this is for Lamas. Yeah. So this is for you, Lama Tsuring question. So maybe for tomorrow. Yeah. It's time. Yeah. Is it time? Yeah. Now time? Time's ready. Okay.
I think it's time. When you
Thank you for your question. for your question, Lama Tsuring.
O mane pe me hong re pa ta me da rin dai hong so wa ma la ma pa ta sarva ta ta ga ma ha ben za ayun jana mahapaya ita la na na ram yemen nam ganja zum da gong nan ne jene dom be Zeme jaja davde sene maya magamba nandon zeme ngandaya magamba ye neshisa sarme londe chemboja.
Page 19. The deity, appearing yet without self-nature, is visualized like a rainbow in the sky. Mantra, the empty sound of Dharmata, repeats without grasping like an echo. Mind, undistracted, non-meditation, has yet been placed in a state of non-grasping, empty appearance. This is knowing as the crucial point of non-meditation, wherein one is conveyed to great non-action beyond reason.
Om mane padme hum re no mane padme hum re Om mane padme hum re Om mane padme la je she sa tang ke tu je sha ben che la na ta da nye de zhen ban ze de so me don bu la ze wa je jen de tu ma ya wang ge la ne ta zen ko wa dong zhu ne gong bo nie je sha zhong ze de so de da jie zhou gong de so nan jie da dang da la zhe to zhu wa gong me zang lun de ba ma zhi ma ta de wa jian de zhi de jie wa xiu ma ta de sa zhi ra zhi ne zhi be zhou zhi yin zhi ba xiu.
Page 20. Free, like a jewel that grants all wishes, you are compassionate protector from the unborn, unelaborated Dharma sphere. Loving, guarding, merciful deity, please consider this. We, great ignorant wrongdoers with ill karma, have perpetually wandered the 3 realms of samsaric states with no chance for release from the 6 classes of samsaric abodes. As we have endured exhaustion like this for a limitless time, loving guarding, will you not look on us with eyes of compassion? Extending here your benevolent hand, guardian, please guide on the path of release. Ever occupied with the miseries of our actions ripening, what use will be the exalted one's compassion be up to us? If indeed you have the compassionate lasso of those skilled in means, please draw us out at once, like a longing mother who loves her child. Powerful deity of compassion, do not forget your heart pledge. Having exhausted the limits of miseries and emptied samsara from its depths, guardian, please draw us into your very presence. Thus, through the merit of development and completion's meditation and recitation, may I and all wayfarers connected with me be miraculously born in the delightful, the moment these unclean bodies have been cast off. Traversing the 10 grounds as soon as we are born, may our emanations to engage others' aims throughout the 10 directions. Page 38 of the concise Thousand-Arm Chenrezig text. Page 38.
Om loge shore sabar agamba de doso. Om loge shore sabar Padem Bade Zasova Om Loge Shore Sabar Vare Bube Bade Zasova Om Loge Shore Sabar Dube Bade Zasova Om Loge Shore Sabar Loge Bade Zasova Om Loge Shore Sabare Vare Gende Bade Zaso Om Loge Shore Sabare Neve De Bade Zaso Om Loge Shore Sabare Domba Zumba Chenrezig Drupchen.
Your thousand arms are the thousand Chakravartin kings. Your thousand eyes are the thousand Buddhas of this fortunate aeon, manifesting whatever is needed to train those to be trained. I prostrate to Sumpa Chenrezig.
Manja manye chechen la bazo nyen zete meku sen le lo wangene de gongju zubasu.
For meager, incomplete offerings, or for adding or omitting things, contaminations, or stained by impurities and duality, being under the influence of greed or laziness, all these I confess to you.
Om Lokeshwara Samaya Manabalaya Lokeshwara Tenoba Teta Dendro Meba Sutta Kaya Meba Subha Chaya Meba Anurado Meba Sarva Siddhi Meba Yanda Sarva Kama Sudzam Siddham Chayam Guru Hum Ha 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 Hu Bangave Loka Tatanga Lokeshwara Mame Manza Lokeshwara Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Lokeshwara Samaya Maheshwara Demo Tidandendo Meba Sutta Kaya Meba Subha Jaya Meba Anurado Meba Sarva Siddhi Meba Sarva Sudame Siddham Shiryan Guru Ha 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 Ho Banga Sarva Tatanga Lokeshwara Mame Lokeshwara Bhava Mahasamaya Sadhu Om Lokeshwara Samaya Manabalaya Lokeshwara Danoba Titandendo Meba Sutta Kaya Meba Subha Jaya Meba Anurado Meba Sarva Siddhi Meba Siddham Jaya Guru Ha 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 Ho Banga Sarva Tatanga Lokeshwara Mame Lokeshwara Mahasamaya Sadhu. Page 40. Om Mane Bime Won Sam Sanje Kunje Kusundo Do Kon La Tu Je Jin Je Ze Sandan Yen Je Do Je Jom Ze Ba Ha Ba Chenrezig Drupchen.
Om Mani Padme Hum. The body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas of the 3 times look with eyes of compassion upon all beings of the 6 realms and protect them with the mind of love and compassion. May all have the auspicious fortune of noble Chenrezig. By this virtue, quickly may I become Lord Chenrezig. All beings, no exception, may they all attain that state.
Long life.
Long life, page 20 in the yellow prayer book. For this realm, encircled by snow-covered mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, Lord Chenrezig, may your life remain steadfast until the end of samsara. Embodiment of the three jewels, great being who upholds and increases the teachings of the Shakya lion, you perfectly guide others with your excellent deeds. May you, the precious guru who accomplishes everything, spontaneously live long. Holder of the teachings of Lord Drikumpa, great sovereign of the three jewels, through the power of your peerless compassion and the holy Dharma's peaceful light, you bring relief to beings. May your life be long. Known in the noble land as Arya Deva, you emanated into the Gar clan of eastern Tibet as Chidingpa, the heart son of Jigten Gompo. May the life of the glorious Garchen remain steadfast for 100 aeons.
Okay. Chenrezig, page
26.
26.
26. May the teachings of the great Drikumpa...
No.
Sorry.
This one. Chenrezig.
Oh, Red Chenrezig, sorry. Page 26 in the Red Chenrezig text. From the life force Hung at the heart of myself, visualized as the deity radiates light, invoking the enlightened mind of the guru, knowledge holders, and the three roots. They all appear like billowing clouds and bestow blessings, empowerment in cities, and perform enlightened deeds.
tu chu chen bo ne jo ye wo me lun zhe ne jo ne ge song to yon zhe le da la da ren zhe dam jian ye jian ku de la sen jian mo zhen qiu na la wan jian de ge xie zu wu da la se chu zu hong zhe de re re ren zhen sen jian de se de kan zhe ge de xie se ye qie jiao ren zhen le se le kun jiang a zhe de re yu ye na de se de mo ju yu ne de se de se ni ma bo se de le jin cha ma bo zhuo le le pei dong pei zhe de re za wa sum jie la zu neng hen jie du da ma ye jie jia we san la ma jiong yin kan zhe me zhe ma ye ye tam jian te zai ma jiong dong we to da gu la so da dan se ma ten ba da gu song do ye
Page 26. From the life force, Hong, at the heart of myself, visualized as the deity radiates light, invoking the enlightened mind of the guru, knowledge holders, and the three roots. They all appear like billowing clouds and bestow blessings, empowerment in cities, and perform enlightened deeds. Hong, all you oceans of Buddhas come from the naturally pure mandala of 1 billion universes in the 10 directions, and shower down blessings on this excellent place. From the holy site of Mount Potala, the eastern noble place of Uddiyana, southwest of Bodh Gaya, the great compassionate one Chenrezig, sole father of all victors, Lord of the mandala and your retinue, shower down blessings on this excellent place and bestow empowerment on us supreme practitioners. From the Haruka's 10 abodes and the 8 great charnel grounds of the holy place of the spontaneously accomplished Akhanishta. Deities, Vidyadharas, and oath-bound ones, with your body, speech, and mind, qualities, and deeds, shower down great blessings on this mandala, bestow empowerment on us supreme practitioners. Peaceful ones are masses of light shining, wrathful ones make thunderous sounds of Hong, swirls of Vidyadhara blessings spreading, dakinis dancing, swaying, the weapons of the Dharmapalas swaying, all make thunderous sounds of mantra, from the right the male deities amassing, from the left female ones spreading. Many sounds of cymbals jingling, many ornaments are clanging, pe and pem, resounding, thunderous. The three roots deities assembly, do not waver from your early pledge. Victors, may your blessings not be small. Dakinis, do not waver from your cities. Oath-bound ones, may your power not be weak. Filled with yearning, I invoke your pledges and the like. Please reveal auspicious signs and omens and bestow accomplishments of body, speech, and mind.
Sammaya ho, sammaya tam, sammaya ho, avinchaya a. Om ane pe me hong arapazam dasendaya so. Om ahom so malama bata sarva tathagata mahabandha ayajana mahabanyate thava om anebem arabadam darshandaya
So tonight, B session begins at 9 p.m., C will be at 1 p.m., and A will be at 5 a.m. And it's on the bottom of this, if any have any questions. So session B is starting at 9.